Before you hear about my very interesting day, I thought I would tell you who I am and what I do. I am the peddler. A peddler is a person who goes from town to town selling small goods. In my case, I sell caps. What is a cap, you ask? A cap is a kind of hat. Well, it is very nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy my story. Caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Caps for sale.
Hi, Bike Cap friends. It's Teacher Brady, and I have a story for us. I have caps for sale. Oh, I love this story so much. It's got some of my favorite things in it. Clothes and monkeys. All right, so the title of our story is Caps for Sale, a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Oh my goodness. And it is told and illustrated by Esfer Slobodkina. So that means both the author and the illustrator are Esfer Slobodkina. Okay. What does the author do? That's right. The author writes the words. The author writes the words. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the author writes the words. What does the illustrator do? Good job! The illustrator draws. The illustrator draws. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the illustrator draws. And the author and the illustrator in this case are the same person. Let's talk about the physical parts of our book. We have the front of our book. The front of our book has the title and the author and our illustrator on it. And then we have the back of our book. And on this book, you can see it has some words. These words are the description of our book. It tells us what the book is about. So we have the front and the back. And then what is this part? This is the spine of the book. Very good, the spine of our book. And what are these? These are the pages, and the pages are where the story is. That's the best part. So front, back, spine, that makes up the cover of the book, and inside are the pages. Wonderful, you're so good. So let's begin. Caps for sale. Caps for sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. What's missing? Is he missing something on top of his head? What's not there? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in back of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. He's looking. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? What is up there, guys? What's in that tree? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Ah, monkeys!
Hey!
The peddler looked at the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. What's he gonna say, guys? You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, silly monkeys. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, Teacher Brady, too excited. Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. I'm going to cough. Just give me a second here. And then I'm going to read this page over again. Thank you. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. But then, each monkey pulled off his cap and all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. The end. That is a silly story about some silly monkeys and their monkey business. I liked that very much. Thank you for sitting and listening to that story with me. That was a fun read. And I hope that you do not encounter a bunch of monkeys in a tree anytime soon, because it seems like they're a little ridiculous. Have a good day, bye, cat friends. I'll see you again.